In this pandemic, the latest here from the Oregon Health Authority, which tells us that we can stop masks and face coverings at outdoor public places, even crowded spots.
Just in time for the holidays, and we're learning of a new way the state will try to keep kids in class safe if potentially exposed to a classmate sick with COVID-19.
Lisa Balick asking state health leaders tough questions about these changes. She's live from Southeast Portland. And Lisa, what did you find out today?
Well, that new policy is called Test to Stay. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. The other part of this, though, is getting rid of the mask mandate outdoors. Oregon, almost the last state to do that. But what it means is that local school districts and local governments can put something like that in place.
Together, we've managed to turn back the tsunami of new infections that very nearly swamped our healthcare system.
I wanted to know, though, why doesn't Oregon wait until after large holiday events coming up, like tree lightings and zoo lights, and more kids vaccinated, to drop the outdoor mask rule? The head of the OHA tells me COVID cases and hospitalizations have gone down.
We're not at that place any longer. We're at a place that looks much more like our previous surges where we didn't implement an outdoor mask requirement. And so we're moving back to something that is more calibrated to where the actual case numbers are. We're taking advantage of the progress we've made.
State health leaders also unveiled a plan to keep more kids in school rather than sent home in quarantine when there's a COVID case in a classroom. It's called Test to Stay. An unvaccinated student with no symptoms who's exposed in school to a COVID classmate can take a quick COVID test at school. If it's negative, they get to stay and not quarantine. They have to take a second test within that same week, and they have to wear a mask in extracurricular activities. Vaccinated students wearing masks have not been required to quarantine. With the statewide outdoor mask mandate lifted, it will now be up to each school district to set policy when it comes to kids wearing masks outdoors.
However, if they spend this time at a table or on a bench playing a game with a friend and visiting with others in close proximity during their recess or break times throughout the day, it would still be wise to wear a face covering.
A big question still, when can you stop wearing a mask inside a public place? It looks like not until next year.
I think we need to get to a place where hospitalization or hospital capacity is not as critically overloaded as it is right now.
Now, the state leader said that they don't really even have any metrics yet. In other words, those benchmarks of how many cases, how many hospitalizations there would need to be, or how few, in order to be able to get rid of the indoor mask mandate. So as far as the schools go, they fortunately have a few days, with it being a holiday week, to try and figure out what they're going to do when it comes to recess, whether the kids will have to wear the mask or not outside. We'll keep you posted. Back to you.